Hi, so welcome to Crossing Faces, and today our story begins in Venezuela. Our first story comes from my good friend Gustavo, and he's going to tell us what Venezuela was like, why he moved, and all his subjects he knows about Venezuela. Thank you.
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Gustavo Armas,
And where did you come from?
Venezuela.
And how long ago did you come from Venezuela to the U.S.?
I moved here 3.5 years ago from Venezuela.
Have you always lived in Venezuela or no?
No, I was born in the U.S. I moved to Venezuela when I was 3, and I lived all my childhood there, and then I moved back here in 2015.
Okay. What do you consider has been the hardest thing to adapt in a new country like the U.S., since you haven't seen it in such a long time?
The people, there's a lot, how people act, how people do things is completely different, so I had to adapt to that, and like what they do, and like, oh, I should probably not do this, or yeah.
What are some differences you can notice, obviously, from Venezuela and the U.S.?
Well, the language and people in Venezuela are more open since the schools are different, so like we're always like with each other, and we get to like have a more closer relationship because we're always with the same people, and we're like more open with each other. And here it's more like people are like, oh, I'm just like an acquaintance, or like we're not that close. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me more about Venezuela? Like, why did you move here? Can you tell us some of the problems that are in Venezuela right now?
I moved here because our government is terrible. We're having a tough times. It's been like 15 years, but it got tougher like 5 years ago. The new president screwed everything up, and dictatorship. There's no food. There's people are stealing everywhere. People are eating from the trash just to survive. So a lot of us are immigrating out of Venezuela or just finding a way to survive then.
How has your family sustained themselves there, and now since they're immigrating to a new country, how are they sustaining themselves now?
Back when we were there, everything was normal, but I was the first one in my family to leave after my mom and like all of us left. All of my family left to different countries, so right now we're all separated. Like some people are in Argentina, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, or Spain, and then I'm in the U.S. with my mom and my stepdad. And the only one left in Venezuela is my grandmother.
How is she doing right now?
She's doing pretty okay. She's alone, but she's holding on strong.
Okay. Do you, aside from all like the bad and negativity side of Venezuela, what they're going through right now, can you remember any like fun times in Venezuela? Because I knew Venezuela was the United States of South America.
Yeah, Venezuela had a lot of fun times. It was never bad. Like everything was good until like it was just hard to live there. Like we had a lot of fun. People have fun. There's some great places to visit, so it's like a great place to just live. And before the government, everything was fine. We could live normal like here, and we were a really advanced country until Hugo Chavez became the president and screwed everything up.
Why did your family specifically decide to move to AFHS, not like, or North Carolina in general? Like, why not like California, for example, since it's such a known place, or New York?
Well, most people that immigrate from Venezuela usually stay in like Miami or like Florida, since it's like hard, like we take a plane and that's the main location. We decided AFHS because all of us don't like to be like super loud, and we know Miami is like really loud, so we wanted like a normal place, and we saw an opportunity here in North Carolina and we took it.
Do you guys have family here in Apex, or do this is like a fresh new start, fresh ground?
I have some family from my dad's part. I have some cousins in Virginia, but like here in Apex, we don't have any.
Okay. So can you tell me, how did you guys get here in Venezuela? Did you guys come through like a plane or a train?
We came on a plane.
Okay. I knew that you used to live in the United States. Did you have an image, since it's changed so much, did you like remember anything about the United States? Did you have an image of what they looked like, of what like Americans stereotype looked like?
I don't remember a lot from back there because I was 30 years old. But when I was in Venezuela, I always wanted to come here. It was like a dream to like travel and come here and visit, because there we imagine like this great place, like doing whatever we want, like everything's fun, Disney and all that stuff. And when I came here, I loved it. When I came here, like the Miami airport is like so big, the cars and the stuff, I was like, wow. But I always wanted to come here to travel, and now that I actually get to stay, it's kind of weird because things have changed. So it's like what I imagined, but at the same time it wasn't.
Okay, what do you miss most about your country, especially like being like your family being all united now they're all
The people and
separate?
the meetings, like every 2 weekends we used to like all meet up and our family hang out, and like we were like 20 people all together, and we had a lot of fun. Like my cousins and all of us, and the people are just great there. Like I love Venezuelan people. We're all like a great community, and from like my school, my friends, and my family compared to the U.S., we're better.
But what about the food? Do you miss the
Well,
food?
yeah, the food, but like the thing with the food is, the companies that were in Venezuela that made the food, like the arepas, cachapas, las hallacas, they they moved out of the country too. Like they have left and they started like spreading out, so we can still get the things that we need to make like the traditional food. So we still eat it, just not as frequent as we used to in Venezuela.
Okay, what do you like about the U.S. and what do you dislike about it for now living?
The U.S. is very open, which can be a good or bad thing. So a lot of things happen here, like the school shootings, like that just doesn't happen in Venezuela. Like some kid just doesn't randomly grab a gun and start shooting people for depression or something like that. Because we know that we can talk to each other and we get through it. And the U.S. is just like very open. Over there, we're good, but like we're not like that with that much freedom. Like people don't go out every weekend or that stuff. We're like, yeah, we hang out, but it's not the same. So it's like more open in a good that way ish.
Okay. Has it been hard to interact with people here? Like, have obviously you've learned English, but was it like a struggle because like with like all of the like immigration and Trump and always like saying like no to Hispanics basically?
Well, when I came in 7th grade, it was tough. I didn't know any English at all. Um, so like I couldn't talk to people. I only knew some like people that spoke Spanish. So it was hard to like interact with people or like the teachers. So it was hard. The classes were hard because I was like, what is this? I don't get it. And but it was I still adapted to it. I learned it, but it was hard. There were a lot of conflicts with that.
Okay. Do you think that people still treat you different because of the way you look or maybe the accent that you have? Because I know some people have accents.
I don't try to hide it, but when people say, "Oh, you have an accent," I kind of go like, "Oh, am I speaking like bad English or not?" Well, like I'm not sure. There's always people that are gonna like stereotype or say like, "Oh, you do this, you do that." So I'm like, "Oh, you like tacos?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And yeah, it's still gonna happen. It's just people, humans.
Do you believe that this country has changed you or your family in a way, and like for the better or for the worse?
Definitely changed me, and
And what
I was a
ways?
totally different person when I was in Venezuela to here. I adapted to people. I done stupid stuff, and for good and bad things. But like, I guess I learned a lot, and we get exposed to a lot of things here. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you think since we're now going to be around the holidays, I'm guessing it's hard for you not to be like surrounded with all your family. Is there any way to communicate with them?
Yeah, this year is gonna be. We're not traveling anywhere. We're just staying home, so it's just gonna be the 5 of us. Pretty bad compared to other years.
Okay. Is there anything else you want us to know about Venezuela or like life in general?
Nope.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Yep.